Go Blue. Let's talk a little Big Ten Conference football right now. So the Big Ten Conference will introduce a new football schedule beginning in 2024 that eliminates the divisions entirely as they expand to 16 teams in the Big Ten. I don't know why they don't call it just Big 16 now. So you got USC and UCLA joining, and at the end of the season, the top two teams will compete for the Big Ten championship in the Big Ten championship game. And the tiebreaker specifics are set to be announced at a later date. This is set to take place in 2024, as well as the college football playoff expansion is coming. Remember, they've upped that to 12 teams now, too, and that's going to take place in the same year. So now the Big Ten, how they used to do it, they had two divisions, and the best team in each division played each other for the Big Ten championship. Now there's no more divisions, and just the top two teams is going to play for it. This is going to be a good and a bad thing for a lot of reasons, because there's always going to be that one team or maybe two teams that's going to get screwed every year, much like the college football playoff expansion format, because if you up it to 12 teams, there's always going to be that team at 13, 14 who had a better record than this team, but this team beat that team but they had a stronger schedule, and they look at that shit a million ways. But bottom line, we got a new format coming to Big Ten football in 2024, doing away with the divisions and shit. What is your initial thought on this, Sam? I'll start with you this time, bro. Just good or bad for the Big Ten?
I think it's great for the Big Ten, but they're just making this stuff just so much more confusing when y'all was messing up the playoffs and stuff anyway. Like you say, you just don't know what to do, like I say, to get to that championship, because that's all it really matters about. It's not about the Big Ten championship. It's not about the SEC championship, bro. It's about winning the big game. So how are we going to get to the big game? That's the biggest point, that, you know what I'm saying, more than anything. I mean, y'all one of the top conferences anyway. So to add a couple more teams to it or whatever is cool, but I feel like that stuff should still be in divisions. Still has to be in divisions, man, for real, to make that stuff a little bit more fair. That's just my point, you know.
Yeah, it's especially now, because I guess you don't really have to put as much emphasis on, like you said, the conference championship game, because now the college football playoff is expanding. So you don't, if you do good and lose maybe one, maybe two games, you still have a chance to get into the college football playoffs anyway. So,
but some people probably gonna lose 3 games, bro, and still get in that stuff. So it's gonna be crazy.
Depending on schedule and who they play, for sure.
Let Alabama lose 3 games; they'll make it every year.
They're definitely gonna make it. They're gonna be a 5th seed for real. So
with 3 losses.
3 losses. Come on, man. It's gonna be ridiculous, bro. I just don't get it. I thought 8 teams. I thought 8 teams would have been enough, but 12 teams, I guess, man. So
I thought 6 teams was perfect for college football playoff, because anything you think top 5 teams, top 5, first, you could have just found a way to do it with 6 teams, and then it wouldn't have been too much out of the loop. But
2 first round, the first 2 teams, first round by the 3, 4, 5, 6, or whatever, the 3, 6, 4, 5 play, and then they play the other teams, and then they play the freaking championship.
Yeah, it could have worked out gracefully, but no, you put 12 teams in. It's too much, in my opinion. But anyway, Devin, what you think about this, bro?
I mean, there's some negatives and some positives to it for sure. I definitely wish it could have stayed divisional somehow, but I like the addition of teams too. USC and UCLA bringing West Coast type of play over to us. That's good competition right there.
That's huge.
Yeah, it is. It's great competition.
That'll speed our players up a little bit. There's fast players out west, fast players down south. That'll speed the play up a lot more.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. USC and UCLA too, great historic programs. It's definitely good for the Big Ten. I definitely feel like that. But check this out. Let me bring this up real quick, right? This is what I don't like about it. It seems like as soon as Michigan revamped themselves and took control of the Big Ten again, the last couple of years, winning back-to-back Big Ten titles, back-to-back beating the shit out of the Ohio State Buckeyes. Not just beating them, we beat the shit out of them, okay?
Go Blue.
We did that. Go Blue. And now they're getting rid of the divisions, and they want to change everything up. You know what I'm saying? Like, now that we finally back on top again, that's okay. We don't mind kicking the shit out of 2 more teams while we're at it. So, but what this does, man, is Michigan, Ohio State, to me, is the biggest game in all of sports. Not just college football and NFL, hockey, baseball, you name it. That is the biggest game, period, of any sport. It's bigger to me than any championship game. It's bigger to me than the Super Bowl. Other people's opinions will differ, obviously. But anyway, so what you do when you do away with divisions like this, because Michigan and Ohio State were always in the same division. So whoever won out of those two teams, as long as they took care of everybody else, they were playing somebody else in the championship.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what this does is it opens the possibility that Michigan and Ohio State could potentially face each other 3 times in one season, bro.
Right. Mm-hmm.
They could face each other in the regular game, which is always the last game of the year. They could face each other in the Big Ten championship the next fucking week. And both of these teams, Michigan and Ohio State, are top football programs every year, especially recently. They're both going to make the playoffs.
Mm.
So when that happens and you get to that point of where you can, this historic rivalry of a game, which has only been played once a year for over 100 some years, and now you're going to basically screw up the series and the counts and the records.
Water it down.
You're watering it down. You're taking the importance away from the game. It's not going to be known as the game anymore. It's going to be known as a game because you can potentially play 2 or 3 times a season, because Michigan and Ohio State is both going to the playoffs for the next years to come. I'm telling you right now, that's not going to change no matter what. Michigan's still going to be the team to beat in the Big Ten regardless. But I'm just saying it takes integrity away from that game. I don't like that shit, man. I don't like that. 12 teams in the playoffs is way too much. Doing away with the divisions in the Big Ten, I don't like that because I don't want to face them more than once a year, man. I wouldn't have mind seeing it the last couple of years because we're beating the shit out of them. But still, man, I don't want to the build up for that game. That's half of the win right there. Your team wins on the field, and the fans and everybody else in the fan base, you get bragging rights for at least 365 days. You lose that game, you have to dread that shit for the whole year, bro. The whole year.
Bragging rights.
Yes.
That's what you want.
You got to have that. Exactly. So it takes away from that, and I don't like that, man. I don't like it at all. And don't get me started, too, on this fucking. So in 2024, Michigan's schedule, check this out, yo. Michigan plays Texas at Illinois. They play Michigan State, UCLA at USC, Wisconsin at Ohio State. They also play Fresno State, Arkansas State, Maryland, Minnesota, and at Rutgers. That's a pretty good schedule.
Boy, y'all sound like y'all got an SEC schedule over there now, boy.
Right.
That first half of that schedule was nasty.
Yeah, exactly. I put the tough teams first. Now, hold on. It gets better. This is who Ohio State plays in 2024. Southern Miss, Western Michigan, Marshall, at Michigan State, at Minnesota, Illinois, Iowa, Northwestern, Rutgers, at Penn State, at UCLA, at Michigan.
They sound like they're going 12-1.
They don't even play USC?
They don't play USC, right? They have 3 tough games out of 12 that year. 9 of them are cakewalks. At Penn State, at UCLA, and Michigan is going to be their only tough games that year. That's some bullshit. You see how this shit is shaping? You know what I mean? Trying to dog against Michigan. We see what's going on here. See this? We see what's going on here. They try to hate us because they ain't us. And we the champs, bro. That's all it is to it. You ain't gonna keep the champs down for long, bro. So, whatever. But that's some bullshit, bro. That's bullshit.
Y'all win that schedule, boy. Y'all deserve to be champs. 2 losses.
For real.
2 losses. Y'all can get through that. 2 losses and win the chip, bro. That's a hard fought battle, bro.
And you're gonna see more of that too. You're gonna see more national championship with all these teams in this expansions, bro. Any team that makes it in could legitimately win that shit. We're going to have national champions with 1-2 losses. Like, it's going to be more frequent than ever. Undefeated teams ain't going to be in like that no more because more different teams are going to be playing way more different teams, and upsets are going to happen left and right. Bro, that shit's going to be a frenzy. That shit is going to be crazy when it comes in.
Yeah.
You're going to have smaller teams upsetting like a top seed, like a Texas or a Tennessee team or maybe like a Clemson team get upset by somebody. You're going to see crazy shit left and right.
Never know. Yeah, you never know. But all this shit is a money grab anyway, man. You already know what time it is.
Of course.
They want more big money games, man. They're trying to turn this stuff into $1 trillion business just because these guys getting the NILs and stuff now. So they like, oh, okay, well, we really gonna make them work now. We're gonna make them play extra games. We're gonna make them do this, do that. Now it's gonna turn from $1 billion business to $1 trillion business. Mark my word. I'm talking about 2030, bro. There's gonna be $1 trillion league, bro.
That's what it comes down
Still,
to.
still
man.
not trying to play these. Still not trying to pay these players, bro. But college is way more, man. Is way more advanced than the NFL, bro, and it brings in way more money because them boys, dog, the fans, dog, come from wherever, bro. The alumni and stuff like
Yep.
that. Man, bro, like that stuff be from everywhere, bro. People
And there's
people
way
drive,
more.
fly, yeah,
Mhm.
like everywhere for these teams, bro. They're alma
Getting
maters.
fans for all the colleges and not just for states.
Man, believe it.
Insane, yeah.
Mhm.
100,000 people in the stands, and man, come on, bro. College gonna always outbeat the NFL, bro.
Of course.
I've
just
never
'cause there's
seen
way
more people in one stadium in my life other than U of M Stadium.
Crammed up, crammed up.
117,000 people on homecoming or something that day.
Yeah.
Exactly. For real.
Turned up, all screaming "Go Blue!" Yeah, man.
Yep, absolutely.
Come get it if you want it. But yeah, it is crazy. College will always triumph NFL. There's only 32 NFL teams, and there's hundreds of thousands of
Right.
thousands of colleges. You know what I mean? FBS, you have hundreds and hundreds of teams. So
Mhm,
yeah,
mhm.